Like it or not, guys, AI is here and it's definitely here to stay. AI has been something that we've been speaking about for a couple of years now, but at this point, AI is getting crazy and it's getting more and more crazy as time goes on. It started off with simple command prompts, but look at what AI can do now. We're at the point where AI can do things like plan entire trips for you and book them. Look at self-driving cars. I know these are just a few examples and people may say they're not very important, but this is not necessarily about the significance of these specific events. It's about the significance of what AI can do, and this should be worrying to a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys are going to be the sorts of people whose jobs will quickly be replaced by AI. The first thing that we need to understand in this concept is it is going to happen. It's very, very likely going to happen. Because here's the thing. At the minute, having you at the desk makes more sense. You're probably more precise, you may be quicker, but at the end of the day, this is for now. Look at the advancements that we've seen in this field in the past couple of years. This is not a joke. This is very, very true and very realistic. This is not a maybe, it's already happening. It looks like a lot of office jobs may be replaced because, again, there will become a point, probably, very probably, in the next 5 to 10 years where AI can not only do your job as well, it can do it better, it can do it cheaper, and likely it can do it more efficient. As a worker, as a human, you have to have working rights, right? You can work 8 hours a day. You want to do a 9 to 5. Some people do less. 3-day working week, 4-day working week. A robot can work around the clock. Maybe it needs 1 or 2 technicians in the office with it. So we might have a team of 100 office workers be replaced by a couple of robots, and maybe 1 or 2 technicians, maybe a couple others that work around the clock. So your staff costs have already been reduced. Again, robots obviously don't need rights. Companies will replace them. We've already discussed this before. We've seen it happen numerous times. Most people's companies, there are still some good ones out there, but most people's companies, they don't care. Right? Your company doesn't care about you, if we're being honest. It likely does not, and you probably know it as well. So of course, if they can find someone to do the job at half the price, a quarter of the price, long term, maybe even significantly less than that, who can work round the clock, 24 hours a day, do the job better as well, even think about that in your head. You would do that if you were the business owner. Why would I pay these slow, lazy humans who want time off and who want, I don't know, paid holidays and maternity leave and all these different expenses and unions, when I could just get a robot to do it and maybe have 1 or 2 maintenance staff? Companies are going to do this. And this should be worrying to all of you guys, because I've said it before, I've said it and I'll say it again. I really do believe that in the upcoming ages that we're going to see, this is just my opinion, but I know a lot of people also agree just by things that we're about to discuss. Having just one income is a very, very dangerous thing. I really do think that. I don't care if you're an online business owner, that comes with an awful lot of risk. I am an online business owner. I'm telling you guys that's true. If you're a worker, that comes with a lot of risk as well. What happens if you lose your job, which can happen at any point? What happens if you are anything, right? Any different job income that you want to speak about can be reduced very, very quickly, especially in today's market. Look at inflation, look at pricing volatility. Anything can happen very, very immediately. And a lot of you guys would be screwed if it did. This is why we need savings, and this is why we need multiple streams of income. But bringing this back to AI, this is extremely concerning to anybody who works in a job that could be replaced by this field. And the question is, what do we do about this going forwards? Well, I think there's 2 types of people who should look at this in 2 different ways. There's the people who are looking to get a job in a field that may be replaced by AI, and people who already work there. If you work in a field like this, you are in probably borrowed time, let's be honest. And I'm sure a lot of you guys know it as well. I know a lot of people who work in offices, and this is genuinely a concern for them. Right now, there are lots of people in offices who work alongside AI, but look, most people's career spans 40, 50 years. Do you really think that in 40, 50 years, with how fast AI has grown since 2020 alone, do you think in the year 2060, 2070, it's likely that they're going to have people sat behind a computer at a desk? I don't. People who I know that work in offices don't think this, and this is where you guys need to grow serious concern, because, if you're watching this and you're 50, that's pretty fine, right? No disrespect, you guys have probably had an alright career in these kind of sectors. If you're watching this and you're 20, 25, 30, this is where it's like crunch time, because again, the 50-year-olds, look, they're probably going to retire in the next 10, 15 years. They may be okay. That's fine. If you're on the younger side of this and you're looking for a career in this field long term, I would be concerned. And I would be looking to diversify my income streams as quickly as I can. I'd be looking to get something where I can work for myself as one option. Maybe that's something online, maybe it's teaching people skills, maybe it's anything like that. But also, possibly even skills diversification for other careers. And this does relate back to the first point that I made of people who are looking to get into this career for the first time. Now, I've already spoken before on this channel how I think doing a business degree for me was not the smartest move. People may say, well, you can still get a good job. And I've had experience, right? Now I know, because I've done it, I have actually done it, I can get good jobs in fields like sales and other markets like that. A degree probably does help. Again, if I was going to pick a career that I would like to work in, I'd like to do, as in long term, I'd like to do something where I was customer facing, whether that is a high-paying sales job, maybe even some sort of high-paying service job, all these different things. Consulting, maybe. All of these different fields that I could be doing, that's what I'm interested in. But even under that, guys, right, they're the kind of jobs which are less likely to get replaced, because sales and consulting, specifically if it's face-to-face consulting, face-to-face sales, there's something about the human experience that you'd rather buy from a human. You go to a car dealership and you want to spec up your car. Yes, you can have a robot to do it. I don't know about you guys, but when you go to places like McDonald's now, I hate using those machines. And I know it's not, people like to say it's just grandma and granddad that do. It's not. I know lots of young people my age who hate using those machines. And God help you if anything ever goes wrong, because trying to get a member of staff, you basically have to walk into the kitchen and find someone. But that's not the point for this episode. The point is diversification of skills and picking careers going forwards that can help you. Maybe it is going down the avenue that a lot of people are. Physical jobs again. Physical jobs are going to be big money, I think, in the next 50 or so years. Everybody is going down the university route. Everybody wants to be an educated, office-sitting professional. But like I say, not only is their jobs likely to be in jeopardy in the next couple of years, it's also unsustainable for an entire population to do that. And it's funny because when it's a case of, high-skilled, educated man has a burst in his pipe or his car breaks down, he calls for low-skilled, uneducated man, right? The degree guy is getting his car fixed by a guy who's probably got very basic training. Now, I know you need to have comprehensive training, but you know what I mean. I know a lot of you guys will understand where I'm coming from here. This is where the money's going to be. I'm sure it can, but I don't see a potential of a robot fixing my car in the next 50 years. I'm sure it can. I don't see the robot completely taking away the job of the plumber, the electrician, the road worker, all of these different careers. And they may be a lot more tedious, but look at two things. Number one, they are kind of forever jobs. I would even say driving. I know a lot of people are going to say AI is going to be the future of driving and autonomous vehicles. I personally don't think it is for everyone. Now, number one is cost. Number two is realistic ability of it. I've seen a lot of it in America. It's not so common here in the UK, especially in places like Europe and the UK, where cities are tight. There's a lot more pedestrians on the street than there might be in the US. There's a lot less highways and a lot more of just narrow. I don't see AI driving being a big thing. Not yet. But even if it is, the other careers and fields that I just spoke about, I think the truth is still there. The abilities are still there. If you're working in these fields, you can't be replaced. You're very unlikely to be replaced. And because of a lack of supply and an increase in demand, if anything, there's probably going to be better paying conditions in these fields going forwards. The fields that nobody ever thought to do. And I wish, looking back, that I had chosen to. This is kind of why I don't recommend that anybody goes to university at age 18. Because you're going to make decisions that you have to live with for the rest of your life that may not be the best suited to you. But that's a different point. AI is here. It's obviously not going to be going away. Certain companies and markets, like I say, driving, there is a real risk. If you put an AI in control of a bus and the bus runs someone over or the bus crashes, that could be more hassle than it's worth. But filling out a couple of spreadsheets, you've not got long. Very likely. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe we're going to be watching this in 10 years thinking, yeah, that never happened. But look at things like the Industrial Revolution. People like to make out, no, companies wouldn't do that. They wouldn't mind about if jobs went away. Now, here's the thing. There will be new jobs created by AI. And this is what I think a lot of people like to forget. AI will create a lot of jobs, and there may be a lot of jobs in the office for you now, different jobs. But at the same time, this is why skills is going to be an intangible asset for the next generation of career professionals, I think. Because skills are going to matter. New skills, if you can be an early adopter, get more experience in that field, in that market, doing this job, that's going to be good. It's never going to hurt, I don't think. I would really focus on this. Getting skills. But yeah, AI for a lot of people's jobs as they stand right now, I think it is worrying. Again, look at things like the Industrial Revolution. Yes, countless jobs were created, and that's what brought me onto this point, because it is kind of like a long video here, but that's what brought me onto the point. A lot of jobs were created, but at the same time, a lot of jobs were lost. And people think, you wouldn't do that. Look, there was a lot of jobs, just looking at the statistical facts and history, for people, a lot of good jobs as well, probably even a lot of better jobs for people who worked in certain skilled manufacturing roles. What that's going to look like in the future for AI and the technological revolution part 2, I can't say. I'm sure only time will tell. But it sure is an interesting time to be alive, and I'm really interested to see what happens in this field. I would just definitely concern myself with diversifying my income streams, my skill set, especially if I was someone whose job was in real jeopardy of being stolen by AI. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Goodbye.